We'll come to that one. So today we're actually going to discuss the 7 secrets to having a successful fashion business. Now guys, if you notice, nowadays it's actually difficult to run a fashion business. It's very, very difficult now, especially now that a very famous American musician is becoming more famous again. T-Pain. Is very difficult to run a fashion business. I don't know how you guys dug this thing out. T-Pain was reigning like 20 years ago, and now you guys are making him famous again. Now back to fashion business. It's really, really difficult to run a fashion business now. Somebody can open a fashion business now. First day, no customer. Second day, no customer. Third day, there is no customer. Sometimes 6 months down the line, you don't have a customer. Now, to make matters more annoying, the next shop close to you, there can be another shop that is booming. There are always customers. They are always sewing. They are playing loud music for you to know that things are really happening. It's really, really, really very, very frustrating. Now, for somebody that, if you forgive me, permit me say, have a negative way of thinking, you might begin to think whether you have offended somebody in your village. So, who is the old man that I talk to anyhow last that is twisting things for me? So, villagers actually are in trouble when things are not going well in your business. But when things are going well in your business, yes, my mother have been praying. Yes, the Lord is favoring me. So now you are this person that actually find it difficult to run your fashion business now, but you can see that people are actually progressing in the fashion world. So what do? You begin to think that there must be a secret for someone to have a successful fashion business. Now let's go back memory lane. I want to tell you a bit. You'll be hearing stories about my life today. Like, you'll know a lot of my secrets. I know you like it. So have you seen this thing they call Kungfu Panda?
Yes.
Now you see, Kungfu Panda was actually released in 2008.
Really?
Yes. I was in 400 level then in Ahmadu Bello University. Many of you will be shocked to know that Ahmadu Bello University is actually behind me. Like, literally, it's behind me. If I fling Barry now, she's going to land in front of Northgate. So you're just realizing it. You know, she was thinking, it's actually behind me. Okay, so Ahmadu Bello University. So at that time, at 400 level, that's when they released the film. Now, if you remember, towards the end of the film, now before the end of the film, there is this guy they call Mr. Ping. Mr. Ping is posed for that. Mr. Ping the goose. Now, Mr. Ping the goose made people to believe that he had a secret ingredient soup, and he was selling that secret ingredient soup as a special. Now, at the end, when the villagers believed that they were doomed and Tai Lung was coming, Tai Lung actually escaped from prison and he was going to destroy the village. So Mr. Ping called his son Po, the panda. He said, Po, I think it's time I told you something I should have told you a long time ago. The secret to my secret ingredient soup is nothing. So now, guys, there is something I should have told you people a very long time ago. The secret to running a successful fashion business is something. So actually, the secret to running a successful fashion business, there are actually 7 secrets to running a successful fashion business. Now, the first secret to running a successful fashion business is know your sweet spot. Yes. In short, even if there is nothing you are ever going to pick up from today's seminar, you have to know this point. Know your sweet spot. Say sweet spot, let me hear.
Sweet spot.
No, you have to say it slow. Sweet spot.
Sweet spot. spot.
Very good. You have to know your sweet spot. Now, your sweet spot is that point in your business where your passion, your excellence, and your income connects. Your sweet spot is that point in your business or in your profession or your occupation or your career where your passion, your excellence, and your income connects. Now let me put it in English. Your sweet spot is that point where what you enjoy doing corresponds with what people testify that you are very good in. Now it doesn't stop there. It also corresponds with what people are paying you money for, and they pay you enough in such a way that you can take care of yourself and at least your immediate family. Are we together on this? Okay, now I'm going to assume you guys do not understand, but I'll put it in more proper English, but this time around in the form of an example. How many of you know this game they call football? Like soccer. Now there are people that they call professional footballers, like Ronaldo. Ronaldo loves playing football. It's not true. And people testify. We have Paul Johnson watching. Paul Johnson, thank you for joining us. Thumbs up for you. So we have professional footballers. So Ronaldo is a professional footballer. Now, apart from being a professional footballer and he loves playing football, people testify that he's a good footballer. He's excellent. How do we know? People are paying to watch him. People are paying him excellent enough. We have Son of Grace. Son of Grace, thank you for joining us. So people are also paying him heavily to be a fantastic footballer. Do you understand what I'm talking about? It simply means Ronaldo have found his sweet spot. His passion, he loves football, have connected with the fact that people testify that he's excellent, and also connect with the fact that they are paying him heavily enough to do something he loves doing. As a matter of fact, if I can ever enter Ronaldo's mind, maybe in his mind like, can you imagine these guys are paying me for having fun? Like, are you serious? They are actually paying me. I'm enjoying myself. They are paying me. All right. So my point is, your sweet spot have to connect. Now, talking about football, I know how to play football, but there is something I can confidently tell you guys: I'm a terrible football player. Now, I'm so bad in football that people don't like putting me in their team. I'm serious. There was one time when I was in primary school. I don't know how it happened in class 4 or class 5. Some people selected me and put me in their team. Maybe there were not enough people, so I got to have a team in class 4. I think class 4 or class 5. Now I was in team. They were not giving me ball. As in, I don't know. Before you know, ball now got to my leg. It was a miracle, and I was moving with the ball. I was moving. While I was moving, people were shouting my name, Suleiman. I say yes. And I go, no, today I play ball. But I noticed one thing: nobody was tackling me, nobody was defending me, and the movement was so smooth. Before you know, I realized that I was moving the opposite direction. I was actually going towards my goal post, and that's why I was shining. That was the last time they put me inside football. Now you can understand now that I don't think Arsenal want me in their team. Even local Samaru babe self. Samaru FC, I don't tell you. So you see, I don't have a sweet spot in football. And by the way, I don't even like football. I'm not passionate about football. So I'm not passionate about football. People don't think I'm excellent in football. They don't want me in their team. And trust me, Arsenal don't want me near their stadium. Okay, no sweet spot in football. Now, I'll also tell you something about me that many people don't know, but some few people will know about it. I love to cook. I cook a lot. I cook a lot such that even in 2009, I participated in a national cooking competition. Now, in that cooking competition, I was the only male there. the only male in the cooking competition. So when the cooking competition started, I was confident that I'm going to come out as number one. Bad guy. After all, they say the best world cooks are guys. So when the result of the cooking competition came out, I was not number one, which was supposed to be my position. I was not number two. I was number three from the last. Now the good thing is at least I beat two girls because I was the only guy there. Now talking about this scenario, you can see that even if I am passionate about cooking, the testimony of the judges is that I am not a fantastic cook. You get my point now? Until today, nobody have paid me to cook for him or her. So there is no sweet spot in cooking or opening a restaurant or running a catering service. You get my point here? All right. Another sad news again about me, my story. I told you I'll be telling a lot of stories about my life. So before I became a fashion designer, I used to be an artist. As a matter of fact, I'm still an artist. I still know how to draw. But my earliest source of income was to get money from making paintings, making portraits, making hand cards. So I was good and I loved it. Up to now I still like it. And a lot of people testified that I was a good artist, because I remember I also made a work for my secondary school. It's in the principal's office. The problem I had with being an artist was that I was always hungry. People were not paying me enough to keep me in the art business. They like my work. They'll give me work, but they'll not pay me. You sure, as I speak with you now, I see how some people work under my bed. And this is about like 20 years. They didn't even ask me that how far that work that you gave me. So they don't pay me. So I was always hungry. It got to a time that I used to have heart-to-heart conversation with my stomach. My stomach would say, ew. Then I'll say, my stomach would say, ew. At least somebody knows that nothing is on. No, seriously, it was so bad that God bless these people. Some people had to hand over their clothes to me. I could not buy my own clothes, and I appreciate people that actually gifted me with their clothes. I could not buy my own shoe. I had to wait for people that have, because I have a big leg. Somebody have to have a big leg, then the big leg, you don't want your shoe again, you now give it to me. And I totally appreciate it, because with this kind of people, at least body fits follow body. You get my point now? Now if you look at this very well, there is still no sweet spot in the art work for me. I was good, I was excellent, I was passionate, but there is no income for me. At least the income cannot take care of me. As I said, I was always hungry. Now the story that I actually like. Fashion. I love fashion. I live fashion, I sleep fashion, I dream fashion. Everything about me, fashion. And the first person to testify that I'm fantastic in fashion was my sister, engineer Aisha Mohammed. From her, before you know, I started getting works, referrals. I've done a lot of work in fashion to the extent that you will not believe it. I have sewn clothes for not less than 3,000 people in fashion alone. Now, not just so for them, people are ready to pay me to sew for them. I get testimony on WhatsApp, calls, social media. People, you get what I'm talking about. But okay, this guy is good. And true to type, me and my son are no longer gist again. In short, we are now distant cousins now. We don't talk as much as we used to talk before. So it's a good thing for me that I ended up in fashion. My summary is here is that for you to be successful in fashion business, you must find your sweet spot. You and your business must connect at a point whereby people are ready to pay you for your service, and that money must be enough for you to take care of yourself. You must be passionate about the business, and in addition, people must testify that you're actually a fantastic fashion designer. All right, so talking about secrets now. That's secret number one, right? And the second secret is what I call focus. Say focus, let's hear.
Focus.
Now, can you be more louder, please?
Focus.
All right. So, most of you know that I play badminton a lot.
Yes.
Right. Now, in badminton, when you are playing badminton, there is something that you hear very well. People will say, eyes on the shuttle. The coach will say, eyes on the shuttle. My brother will say, eyes on the shuttle. Everybody will be saying, eyes on the shuttle. Now, when somebody says, eyes on the shuttle, the person is actually saying, focus on the shuttle. Because if you lose your focus on the shuttle, you have a chance of losing the game. This thing is actually also true in business. If you lose your focus on your business, you have a chance of losing in your business. Now, talking about focus now. Do you know there are some people in the fashion industry? They call themselves fashion designers, but they are running 7 other businesses. Somebody is in the fashion business. He's selling puff puff. He's selling buns. He's selling fish pie. He's doing crypto. He's doing tap tap tap. He's doing dog. Like, I'm serious. You see somebody is in the fashion business. He's selling firewood. He's selling charcoal. Yes. You get what I'm talking about? Now, these kind of people, when you ask them, what are you doing? They will say they are serial entrepreneurs. Have you heard that statement before? Enter social media now. You see somebody is a fashion designer. When you check her bio, you see she write serial entrepreneur. What she's trying to tell us is that she does many other businesses. Now, when somebody tells you, especially young people, especially tell you, I'm a serial entrepreneur, as far as I'm concerned, you are telling me you are a serial killer. You are a serial killer for businesses. You set your business up and set it up to go and die. Your business actually needs focus. If you want to be in the fashion business, you cannot be doing tap tap tap. Some people are doing fashion business, they are doing Oriflame. Now all these businesses are actually good. Do you understand? But if you want to grow, you cannot run your fashion business alongside other 7 other businesses. If you want to be a venture capitalist, it's a different thing. You say a venture capitalist is somebody that says that, okay, this business have prospects. You buy a part of the business, then you are the person running it. He's not the brain behind the business. But as a fashion business person, you are the brain behind the business. So if you don't focus on your business and understand your business very well, you have a high chance of losing out. You get what I am talking about? So you must focus. Now you are not just only going to focus, you must focus and concentrate. You must concentrate your time, you must concentrate your effort, you must concentrate your resources to see that you channel them towards angles that you can actually succeed in that business. Maybe that's what one musician was thinking when he was saying focus. So you must focus on your business. Now, the next secret to having a successful fashion business is that you must plan and organize. You must plan and organize. Now, I like the second word, organize. Say organize. No, say like a Frenchman, organize. Good. You must plan and organize. Now, planning, you people have heard this statement when somebody will say, when you fail to plan, you're actually planning to fail. That statement is actually true. Now, when you are running a fashion business, you need to have a fashion business plan. Do you know what a fashion business plan is? Anybody? At least a business plan. Do you know what a business plan is? Anybody? You see, a business plan is actually a written document about how you want to run your fashion business. Now, in this business plan, you're going to have what they call a vision statement. You're going to have a mission, that is your objective while you're running the business. You're also going to tell us how, now you don't need to share this information with us, but at least you are telling yourself how you are going to have strategies to make sure you succeed in the business, because running a business is not easy. How do you jump hurdles? How are you going to do? You get what I'm talking about. Now the mistake many people think is that they only need a business plan when they want money from the bank, because the bank is not going to give you money only if you show them your business plan. Now another thing that make people run and go and start developing a business plan is when they know that there's going to be a business plan competition. So there is free money, so anywhere there is money they start developing a business plan. But that is not actually the thing. You need a business plan for yourself because it helps you think clearly. Now talking about organization, now that's planning, right? Now if you want to know more about business plan, you can check it up online and stuff, or you send me a message. I will talk about it after this stuff. Now being organized, many fashion businesses don't succeed because they are disorganized. Like, trust me, I have seen a lot of disorganized tailors. Now let me paint a typical example, and many of you will connect with this. You will see a tailor cutting a skirt and maybe sewing the skirt. You have not finished sewing the skirt, you start sewing the blouse. You have not finished sewing the blouse, you now want to carry one Nkechi's gown and start cutting. You have not finished cutting that one, you are watching one Korean film. You are watching the Korean film, you are gossiping about your neighbor, and sometimes you be talking kasamida. You get what I'm talking about, ba? So you are not organized, and by the time you are not organized and you are working, you are busy, one customer will just call you and say, you don't finish my clothes. You know what you say? Remain small. I am not even cut out. I'm serious. You see, cause some people even switch off their phone because of the way they are disappointing people. Now many times when people disappoint their customers, it's not actually as if they are deliberately trying to disappoint you, because they are not organized. Their work is not organized. You have to organize your work. And when I say organization, there are three things you can actually organize in your business. The first thing is your time. The second thing is your space. And the third thing is your work itself. You organize your time, you organize your space, you organize your work itself. Talking about time. When we were growing up, there used to be one song that I used to read, not now that they used to sing anyhow song. Now the song they used to sing is shake your bum bum, or how to twerk. But that time song they make sense. So there's this song that I used to read that time. Maybe some of you know it. You see, the guy will say, time na money, oh, time na money, time na money, eh, time na money. Make you use your time well. No waka waka, no gossip. Do better thing. Use your time well. Money no dey fall from heaven. You better think money go come. Now true way then they tell you so. Oninamo. Hey. So you see, time is actually money. Message that time is clear. Time is money. The way you arrange your time is actually going to make it easy for you to do your work. So it means you're going to do a lot of work under a short period of time. So you have to arrange your time. There should be time for sewing Mrs. Bello clothes. There should be time for sewing Dr. Habiba's clothes. There should be time for sewing Mrs. Kantape's clothes. You have to organize your time. And when is that time? No Instagram, no social media. Just focus on your work and do it at the right time. Second thing is space. Now I must confess, it's not all tailors that have the luxury or opportunity of having a spacious shop. Sometimes it's difficult to see a tailor managing a small space. Now even if you have a small space, you can still organize your space. Now how do you organize your space? Make sure that it is those machines and tools that you use every time that is inside your shop. If there's any machine or tool that you're not going to be using at all or all the time, keep it at home, or you don't even need to have it. Instead, when that kind of work come, you outsource. Nowadays you can outsource a lot of things. You know what I mean by outsource? You pay somebody else to do the work for you. Like now, tailoring is becoming more easy. You can pay somebody to do your buttonhole for you. You can pay somebody to make the buttons for you. You can pay somebody to even do the ironing for you. So only those things that you use very often should be in your shop. Anything you don't use often. Now the last thing that you can organize is your work itself. As I earlier said, somebody have not finished sewing skirt and blouse. The person is sewing gown and watching this and watching that. So you can organize your work. You do one work at a time. For instance, now if you are doing Mrs. Bellow's work, try and finish Mrs. Bellow's work before you jump to and do Dr. Habiba's work. Now when you are doing Dr. Habiba's work, try and finish Dr. Habiba's work. Make sure you are finished. You can actually collect her work before you go and do Mrs. Kantape's work. Don't put everything together. I used to have one fashion designer that anytime you go and meet him and ask for your work, he say, he'll now carry the work and start doing. The moment you leave his shop, you carry another person's own and put. Or he can sit beyond the work. When you go, another customer will now come and say, I can help. I say, you now remove your own and put down that person's work and you start doing. Instead of the work I took to this guy, I took the work to him before Salah. Do you know that I wasn't able to use that clothes for Salah? You get what I'm talking about? In short, way after Salah, I now look as if I'm begging him that I want my work. You get what I'm talking about? So you have to organize your work. So you found your sweet spot, you focus and you're organized. What do you do next?
Secrets.
Of course the secret, but sometimes a secret is something you don't actually understand. It's something you don't actually understand. The next thing you must do is to choose your king. Yes, choose your king. And when I say choose your king, I actually mean choose your master. And when I say choose your master, I actually mean choose your customer. Yes. You see, this thing might sound arrogant, but if you want to be successful in fashion business, you have to choose your customer. Like, I'm serious, you have to choose your customer. Now when you choose your customer, you're actually doing it in the interest of the customer. All right, I said I'll be telling you a lot of story about myself. 100 level, Ahmed Bello University, economics department. There is this course that they call Econs 101. It's actually microeconomics course. So my lecturer, who turns out to be my best lecturer, Dr. Duru, then is now Professor Duru. He used to wear one Sylvester Stallone eyeglass. He comes to the front of the class and says, in a free market economy, the consumer is king. In a free market economy, the consumer is king. Now I leave that class, go to a marketing class, and you hear something similar to this, but translated loosely. You hear they will say, customer is always right. How many of you have heard that before? The customer is always right. So at a point in time, I got thinking to myself, I said, if the customer is always right and the consumer is king, it means we are in trouble. We're in trouble because if the consumer is king, you must serve the king. If the customer is always right, then you should know that sometimes you are wrong. And even when the customer is wrong, he or she is always right. So you are in big trouble. How do you escape from the trouble? If you want to escape from the customer, you have to choose your king. Choose your customer. If you choose the right king, just like in religion, if you choose the right God, you will not regret serving that God. If you choose the right king, you will not regret serving that king. If you choose the right customer, the customer is always right because it is the right customer. Now, as I earlier said, choosing a customer is actually in favor of the customer. You cannot serve two masters. When we were doing political economics in school, you come to a part where they'll say, you know, those days there is what they call lords and vassals, landlords and vassals. So you see somebody who say, the lord of my lord is not my lord. Yes, the lord of my lord is not my lord. It simply translates as, you cannot serve two masters. You can't serve two gods. You can't serve two kings. Do you understand? There will be confusion. So who has your loyalty now? People are feeling me, ba?
Yes.
They are feeling bad. So you have to, there should be somebody that you are loyal to, and that is the person you have chosen to be your king. That is the customer you have chosen. Now, in order for you to choose your customer, what you need to do is understand and select your customer. You have to know the kind of customer you want to serve. What kind of family background do they belong to? So you have to know the family background of your customer. You have to know the income bracket of your customer. So what is their income range? You have to know the gender of your customer. You have to know the age bracket of your customer. Are they within age of 24 to 36, 18 to 24? You get what I'm talking about? You have to know the religious background and the cultural background of your customer. You have to know the occupation of your customer. You have to know the location of your customer. You also have to know the educational level of your customer. Now, not only that, you have to know the fears of your customer. What are they afraid of? What are their worries? What are they troubled about? You have to know the ambition of your customer. Customers usually have ambition. Many customers come to you because they have ambition. There's something they are trying to achieve. You also have to know the dreams of your customer, and you gather this information as time progresses. You do what they call a market research to understand your customer. So by the time you've known all these things, you now settle down and now choose your customer. This customer is the person you are supposed to be loyal to. Now, if you are not loyal to your customer, you cannot have a loyal customer. Do you know that? If you yourself are not loyal to your customer, you cannot have a loyal customer. So it'll be difficult for your customer to be loyal to you if you are not loyal to that customer. So you have to choose your customer, someone that you feel you can satisfy very well with what you have. Are we together on this?
Yes.
So choose your what?
Customer.
Choose your customer. Choose your king. All right. Another secret I'd like to share with you, which is secret number 5, right?
Yes.
Good. And it's what they call communication. You have to communicate. Say communication, let's hear.
Communication.
No, make it be a bit louder.
Communication.
Aha. Now, before I tell you about communication, I want to tell you a love story. How many of you like love stories?
Me.
Okay, we only have 3 people, so I'm not telling you this love story. Okay, oh, everybody like love story. Okay, now, who wants to hear my own love story? Okay, all right, I'll tell you my love story. You're blushing for me. It's my love story now. It's my love story. Now check this out. Now check this out. Check this out. You see, many years ago, like when I was young and handsome, I fell in love with a girl.
Aww.
Her name was Yimi. Now Yimi was a very beautiful girl. Slight round face, dimple, correct teeth, sweet smile. She had this kind of slight bow leg that when she's walking, look as if she's bouncing. You know? Don't worry, trust me, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. So that's me. I was in love with Yimi. Now, for 5 years, I was admiring Yimi, but I never told her I was in love with her.
5 years.
Yes. So sometimes we will escort her home. We'll be gisting, we'll talk, I'll crack my stupid jokes, she'll laugh and all that. Until one day something sad happened.
Hey. Take a deep breath. Suspense.
I got to understand that Yimi was going out with somebody.
Gang.
Emotion.
And this person she was going out with was a stupid boy. Now you'll be asking, actually I know he was stupid because he just came and carried the girl like that. No, he's stupid now. Look at me, I've been escorting the girl for 5 years. Where was he? All the time I was escorting her, where was he? No, be serious. Me, I was escorting this girl for 5 years, gisting with her, making her happy, and the boy just came. I just carry her and go. You see, so when it became very clear that I wasn't going to have Yimi, I met Yimi one day and said, "Do you know I was in love with you?" Yimi said, "Seriously? What did you tell me?" What did you tell me? Now, this is exactly what many fashion business people do. They are in fashion, but they don't tell people they are in fashion business. They don't communicate. And one stupid fashion designer will come and carry their customer and go away.
Communication is key.
So you must communicate. You must have a sales message. You must market. You must tell people what you are doing. Do you understand what I'm talking about? You must communicate. You must promote your business. Don't just sit down in the dark. You know, there are some people that they say they'll sit down in the dark and they'll be winking for a girl. The girl don't know that you are winking. It's only you that know what you are doing. Or that thing that small children used to do. When they hate one old person, they'll be inside the bush. They'll be saying waka 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 waka. Maybe you have done it before. Yes, you cannot have done it. You go behind the person, you say waka 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 waka. It's only you know man. So that's how some people run their business. When you are running your business, you have to let people know what you are doing. So what I say, communicate. You must communicate. Now the next thing that you need to do to have a successful fashion business is that you have to make things better. I think that's how Americans call it. They say better. I don't know where the T and went to. Make things better. Make things better. Now, making things better actually means you have to innovate. How many of you have heard of To Go before? You've heard of To Go? Very good. Okay, all right. Sorry guys, we had a break in transmission. We are back. Okay, we are back. Thank you very much, Salamatu. Thank you very much for joining us. Caller, thank you very much for joining us. God bless all of you for joining us. So sorry for the break. I think it's network palaver. All right, so we are back. We stopped at the 5th point. That was communication, right? And we are at the 6th now, which has to do with innovation. So we're talking about innovation, and I said make things better. And while we're talking about make things better, we mentioned To Go and BB chat, BlackBerry chat. What's that? We're talking about BlackBerry chat. Sorry guys, these naughty people around will always distract you. All right, so we have talking about people doing BlackBerry chat. Now let's talk about this BlackBerry chat now. Those days, as I said, for those of you that don't know BlackBerry chat, if you want to show that you are on top, you are going to be on BlackBerry. In short, I have a friend that was even forming for me because I did not have a BlackBerry that time. Like the guy called me and like, what kind of phone are you using? I said I'm using Android phone. The coldness on the other side showed that this guy is disappointed that I'm using an Android phone. So something now came up. One green chat room. They call it WhatsApp. Now WhatsApp used to be very, very boring. In short, if you are bored about your life, the place to go and relax is WhatsApp. Just stay there for 1,000 years for somebody to chat you up, and nobody will ever come up. So WhatsApp was there, and before you know it, you can actually put a DP on WhatsApp. But do you know that when WhatsApp started, your DP can only be seen by you? The people at the other side cannot see your DP. You have to make a screenshot of your screen and send it to the person at the other side, so the person will see that what your DP looks like. So if you are trying to woo a girl and you put her as your DP, you have to snap your screen and send it to her. So she say, use me as his DP. But now you don't really need to do that. We just put it on your DP and it reflects. You get what I'm talking about? Now WhatsApp did not stop there. You can now send video messages. You can now send voice chats. You can now do conference calls. Everybody's on WhatsApp. Businesses are on WhatsApp. Even Facebook is on WhatsApp. WhatsApp is on WhatsApp. WhatsApp is on WhatsApp. Can you beat this? But when all these things happen, what happened to 2go and BlackBerry chat?
They died.
They went to commit suicide. They climbed in a building and they jumped from there and they all died. Now the point is that if you don't make your business better, your business will die. There are 7 things you can actually do to make your business better. 7 things. The first thing you can do to make your business better is to improve on your product or your service. You have to improve on your product or your service. Now the product quality has to be improved. And when I say quality, we're talking about the texture of your clothes, the color variety available, the product range. You always have to be, or your designs, you always have to be improving on these things, or else other fashion designers are coming to overtake you. Are you feeling? Fashion designers are going to overtake you. So you have to improve on. The second thing you have to improve on is your pricing. Now when I say improve your pricing, I don't mean you should necessarily make your price cheaper. Making your price cheaper is good, but improving your pricing doesn't necessarily mean making your price cheaper. Improving your pricing could mean making it easier for people to pay for your product. Some people have what they call pay small. In that kind, you give advance, then you now balance later. Do you understand what I'm talking about? And you can also make it easy for somebody in Japan to pay for your product. Imagine somebody in Tokyo, Japan buying your products in Nigeria. It's sweet. It's not true. Or somebody in India say, oh, I like your product. Last time one of my boys said he got an order from Canada and he got paid and he shipped it. So there must be a way that he made it easy for the person in Canada to pay for his product. You get what I'm talking about? Now that's pricing. Now you can also improve on your place. That is the place you are providing your product. If you are providing your product on land or in store, you can also make your product available online. If you are providing your product online, you can also provide your product on land, or you can have different branches that are closer to the people that are going to be buying your product. Whatever you do, customers don't like stress. So in order to make life easy for a customer, you can improve on the place you are providing your product or service. Because sometimes maybe it's not already made clothes you are making. Maybe somebody will bring their clothes and you are making the clothes for them. So that's place. Now the fourth thing you have to improve on is your sales message, your promotion, your marketing communication. The message you're actually putting out for customers to know that you have the right product for them. You have to make it clearer. If you like, make it funny, but as long as they get the point. You like me dancing, but the way you are more serious when I'm doing like this. So you have to improve on the message you are sending across to your customers or your potential customers. Improve on it. Now, you've done promotion. The next thing you should do is improve on the packaging. Please don't give your customers their clothes in banana leaves. Don't give them their clothes in kola nut baskets. And I feel you are hearing. Make sure that your packaging has an emotional appeal. Your product should have an emotional appeal. You should have an emotional connection with your customers. You get it right? Very good. So there should be an emotional connection with your customers. Then you can also improve on your positioning. Now, your positioning is what people think about your brand when you're not in the room. As simple as that. When you're not available to defend yourself, what do people think when they think about your brand? When you are not with your customer, what do people think about Dancing Banana? What can people say about Dancing Banana? Let's assume there's going to be an interview on the road. You'll say, Barry, what do you have to say about Dancing Banana? What do you have to say about Dancing Banana? You understand what I'm saying? So, the position you occupy in the person's mind, you have to try and improve on it. Now, one of the ways that you can use to improve your positioning is to stand for something. Some people want to be tailors for everybody. Osakwe, okay, Chuku, thank you for joining us. You're the best. So, thank you for joining us. So, you have people that they don't even know what they stand for in the fashion industry. Are you sewing wedding dresses? Are you sewing gowns? Are you sewing party dresses? Are you sewing school uniforms? Are you sewing functional science on that position you are occupying? What is that people are not satisfied? We're back. It's nice to be back. Okay, so that's positioning. Now the last thing you must improve on is your sales people. Say, let's hear. People. Like the Indians. People. Then you shake your head. People. So you must increase on your sales people. Now remember, I told you guys something last week that people don't buy products. People buy people. People don't buy products. People buy people. People are actually paying for emotions. They are not paying for your product. That is why if you are buying bread here and the woman tell you anyhow, you go to that woman and buy bread from her hand.
Yes.
You must not buy from her. You get what I'm talking about? If you are buying from this suya man and it's not putting enough onion for you, go to that suya man, they'll put pepper for you, and onion and cabbage and small mayonnaise.
Yes.
So people actually buy emotions. People buy people. People don't buy your product. So you have to improve on your sales people that are working for you. Improve on yourself as well. All right. So now I've told you guys 6 secrets, right?
Yes.
Now the last one, but not the least, it also comes with a story of my life.
Love story.
Now I know you guys like love story, but this is a love story between me and my baba. Good. Now my hair. By the way, the last one is consistency. The last point, the last secret is consistency. You have to be consistent. You have to be always there for your customers. You always have to. You say? Okay, I think we're back again. We're back again. All right, so this what's up. I was talking about the holy matrimony between me and my barber. So I have this barber that usually cuts my hair. The guy has been cutting my hair for like not less than 10 years. So when I find you a good barber, I make sure that you always cut my hair. So lately something happened. Something very sad. Something that actually make husband and wife go their separate ways. Anytime I go to this barber's shop, she's not around. So what I do is that I'll call him and say, okay, in a Shagonka. He will now say, in a PZ. Okay. In Azwa. In other words, he's in PZ, he's coming. Sometimes I'll call him. I'm at your shop. He say, in a Danzwa, I'm coming. Or I just went home, I'm coming. Many times when I go, I don't meet him as often as I used to meet him before. And the annoying part is that he might take forever to come. Like he takes the rest of my life before he comes back. So I got frustrated. So I began to think, I said, okay, maybe I can allow his boys to cut my hair. Now, when his boys cut my hair, I don't get the kind of satisfaction I used to get when he himself cuts my hair. There is usually this connection within you and your barber. And people that cut their hair should understand what I am talking about. So you like that person. If the person doesn't cut your hair, you're not getting that vibes like that. So I got frustrated. I know what I did. I started looking for another barber. So I noticed another barber that is not too far from him, that is more consistent and is equally good. And now I'm working on our marriage papers again. We're gonna get married soon, but I've been consistent for a while, and he gave me this fine haircut. Don't you like it? Okay, my point is that people like fashion designers that are consistent. You should be that kind of fashion designer that anytime your customer comes, they are always there for them. People like people that anytime they want your service, you are available for them. Some of you come to work late and close early. So when you come late, there are customers that might be passing towards your shop early. I will see that your shop is closed. And if you close early, there are customers that will be coming towards your shop late, and they'll see that your shop is closed. So they'll think you are not available. So they'll look for the next serious fashion designer or tailor that is around, and they'll give that person their service. Do you understand what I'm talking about? So you must be consistent. Now, consistency doesn't only stop at you being available. Consistency also involves the quality of your work. It's not wise for you to give a customer a fantastic work today and tomorrow you give the person a poor work. If you're fantastic today, you have to be fantastic tomorrow. If I am using an iPhone today because the camera is fantastic, I shouldn't pick an iPhone tomorrow and the camera is terrible. I should not be using an iPhone and people be thinking I use a techno phone. Now, with all respect to techno also have their level of consistency, that when you use it, you know that okay, that's the techno vibe. Do you understand what I'm talking about? If I pick up an iPhone, let's assume I pick up the latest iPhone and I take pictures with it, and I pick up the latest techno, and the camera quality of the latest techno is competing with the camera quality of the iPhone, I'll be heartbroken, because I'll be like, why didn't I just buy a techno phone? I don't know if you get my point. Now, I'm not advertising for these phones, but you get my point. There is these vibes that people get when they are using a techno phone, a Samsung phone, or a Huawei phone. You get what I'm talking about? Or an iPhone. Alright, so these are the 7 secrets to running a successful fashion business I just gave you in a nutshell. The first one, you have to find your sweet spot. The second one, you have to focus and concentrate. The third one, you have to plan and organize. And we say in the French way, plan and organize. Now the fourth one, you have to choose your king, choose your master, choose your customer, and you're going to live happily ever after. The next one is communicate. Don't keep quiet, or one stupid boy will carry your girl and go away. Communicate. The sixth one, you have to make things better. You have to improve on things. You have to improve on your products, your place, your positioning, your people. Make sure you make things better. And the last one, you have to be consistent. So we are going to have question and answer. So please, I'll be happy if your question comes in. Please, for those of you online, thank you for joining us. If you have any questions, just pop the question up. Osakwe Okechuki, God bless you. Thank you for your beautiful comment. You are also doing a great job. I've been seeing your work on Facebook. God bless you. And other people that have joined us. So please, make sure you send your questions in. I'll be reading your questions. Any questions so far? Any questions? Focusing.
Now, can you just elaborate more on who your sweet spot?
Okay, so
can someone have more than one spot?
Farida's question is, can somebody have more than one sweet spot? Honestly, it's sad to say no. The reason is that if I say yes, you can have more than one sweet spot, there's going to be an inconsistency in a marketing concept called specialization. Do you understand? That's what they call marketing strategy. They're actually four. You have segmentation, you have differentiation, you have specialization, you have focus and concentration. So if I stand here and say yes, you can have more than one sweet spot, as far as marketing philosophy is concerned, you're going to be contradicting that philosophy. You're going to have problem. Okay, now let's assume, tell me two sweet spots you think you can find.
Sir?
Tell me two sweet spots you think you can find, like what and what?
Catering.
And fashion. Let's assume it's catering and fashion. So I am walking on the streets of Ahmadu Bello University, which is actually behind me here, and I say, do you know Farida Bari? I said yes. Who is she? I'll say she's a fashion designer. They'll say no, she's a caterer. I'll say no, she's a fashion designer. The guy will say no, she's a caterer. And before you know, I remove my shirt, she remove the shirt, and we'll start blowing ourselves, because I know fashion, that Farida is a fashion designer. So who are you? Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, if I have a business now to bring to Farida, the fashion designer, and somebody say no, she's a caterer, do you think you get that job? It will be difficult, because the Farida we know is Farida fashion designer. Farida, the other person knows, is Farida the caterer. So from a business standpoint, it's safer to locate a sweet spot. Now, I want to use this opportunity to explain something. When you locate your sweet spot, it doesn't mean you cannot have other businesses. What do I mean by have other businesses? It doesn't mean you cannot have a stake, a share in other businesses. But those businesses should not demand your thinking so much. You see, when somebody says, I am a CEO, the person is saying the final decision lies with me. So if you are the CEO of Barry Stitches, it means when they are going to take a decision in that company, the final decision lies with you. So you are responsible for the right or wrong decisions that they finally make. Do you understand? So the job of the CEO is to think. You have to think, where are we taking this business to? Where should we take it to? Even if you have your team, your chief sales officer, your chief marketing officer, and the rest of them, the final decision is you. Where are we taking this business to? So you are going to spend a lot of time thinking. So it's better to just buy a share in a company and leave it thinking to the CEO in that company. But a business you are going to run by yourself, you're going to give it your time and attention, should be your sweet spot. Like Dangote now. When everybody hears Dangote, what comes to your mind? Cement. Does anybody think about refinery? Does anybody think about sugar or salt or pasta or juice? But he has all these businesses. Do you understand? Warren Buffett, when people think about Warren Buffett, talking about stocks, people are not thinking about communication or iPhone. But do you know that Warren Buffett has a share in iPhone? You see? You get what I'm talking about? When you talk about Donald Trump before he became Mr. President, you're thinking about real estate. Do you get what I'm talking about? But he also sponsors wrestling. WWE.
Really?
Yes. And who knows that he has even acted a movie before? Yes. So you see, there are things that you should be identified with, and it's safer for that thing to be your sweet spot. You love it, people identify that you're excellent in it, and your income comes very well from it. Nice question. Any other question? Okay, thank you very much. In the absence of any question, let's give it up for people online. Thank you very much. So we'll be seeing you guys soon again. Thank you very much for joining us. Sorry for these little breaks in the network. I will be seeing you guys soon. Thank you very much. Bye. Thank you very much for watching this video. And if you enjoyed it, we'll be happy if you can share it with your friends and family. And if you want to take it to another level, we'll be happy if you can subscribe. Don't forget, the future is exciting.